Okay, so now what I want to show you is I want you to see how to bring ACL2s into your environment so that we can actually run some examples with unit tests. So let me go to the ACL2s homepage, and what I'll do is I'll just Google that, and this takes me directly there. And the first thing I want to do is to download it. Okay, so I run a Mac OS system. It happens to be 64 bits. So I'll click on that, and now we wait for the download to finish. Okay, the download is finished, so I'm going here to my downloads folder, and what I'll do now is just double click on the downloaded file. This will open it up. That takes some time too, so let's give it a chance to finish. Okay, now that ACL2s is finished on untarring, then here is the folder that it creates. It's called Eclipse because ACL2s actually ships as an Eclipse application. You may have used Eclipse before for Java development. That's where ACL2 will run. So let's look in the directory, and if you're under macOS, you will actually see an executable icon. You'll also see a link. The link is what you want to be able to run it, not the icon. That's just the way they packaged it. So let's run the executable. Fortunately, it's coming up on my other monitor, so let me just start it up here. And bring that over to this monitor. Okay, so it's going to give us a default workspace, and this can be any folder that you like. I'm going to call it workspace -ACL2s to make sure that it is a brand new workspace, and we'll hit OK, and that brings up Eclipse. Not the fastest program to start up, but we'll live with it. Okay, here we go. So Eclipse has come up. Let's just go into the workbench. So click on this. This is basically what we want to see. Now, the very first thing that you have to do is you have to create a new project. So let's go to the Project Explorer. We'll right-click, create a new project. And what kind of project do we want? Just a project. Okay, so it's the only entry under General. We select that. And now we have to give it a name. So let's just call it my first project, and finish. And once you have a project, and I'll open it up here, it's empty, then we can create a new file inside the project. Actually, I want new other because I want to say that what I want is an ACL2s list file, which is under the ACL2s directory. So let's select that. There's some options that I can pick. ACL2s full featured is might as well what we grab. That's the most powerful version of the ones that we have, so that's the one we want. We can give it a different name here. Keep the .lisp extension, but you can call it anything you like. I'll call it my first book. Okay, and that actually creates two files for me, my first book.lisp and my first book.lisp.a2s. When you turn things into me, it is the list file that you're going to give me. I'll talk about the A2s file in a little bit. Okay, so let's edit this file. So now we're in ACL2s, and a couple of things that you should know. Semicolons means comments. By convention, we use 3 semicolons to kind of put a big comment that's at the top level. And this is kind of like inline comments. You might think of it as /*, or rather // for C++ to just comment till the end of line. But if you want a really big block, you might use /* and then */ to end it. Okay, so that's kind of the way we do it. Okay, here's the most important thing you need to know about ACL2. Every expression is either like a number, okay, or it is a fully parenthesized expression. Okay, so we'll have something, and then ... and then a close parenthesis. Okay. Now, what goes inside will be a function name. For example, a function could be plus, right? And then the arguments to that function. For example, 2 and 3. Notice that there are no commas. We don't use commas to separate arguments. And notice also that the function is inside the parentheses. So this might look traditionally like f of 2, 3, where f is plus, right? So you might actually, you could imagine writing plus 2, 3. But in ACL2, we put the parentheses first, then the function name, which in this case is plus, then a space, the first argument, space, second argument, and so on. Okay. All right. Now let me tell you about the .A2s file. So up here is a little icon that you can click. If you click on that, then it will start a new ACL2 session. This is the first time that I do this, so it actually says, hey, you haven't certified all the books yet. You need to. Would you like me to do that for you? The correct answer is yes. So just hit yes, and off it goes. It tries to certify things. This will actually take some time. So again, we're going to fast forward, and I'll come back when it's finished.